Hey everybody,
Hi everyone,
Mr. and Mrs. Traveler here.
it's Cost Glam in celebration.
All right everybody, so fresh off our Icon of the Seas group cruise, we wanted to bring to you our thoughts, our pros and cons on this ship, the Icon of the Seas.
This was one of the most amazing, I felt like it was my birthday. It was Mr. Traveler's 50th birthday and we had such a good time. It was the most amazing time ever I've had on a cruise ship ever.
Hey, before we get started, please do us a favor. We've got a goal that we're trying to reach, and we need you to help us out by subscribing to the channel and hitting that notification bell, letting you know when we upload or go live. All right, guys, so let's get into it. I want to start off, here we go. So pros and cons, we're going to do it a little bit differently this time. Only because, to be honest with you, we really don't have a lot of cons.
No.
So we do have a few things that we hope that they improve between the Icon and when they launch the Star. And oh, by the way, we're doing a group cruise on that inaugural if you'd like to join us as well.
Yes.
So there are a few things that we'd like to see improvements on, and we'd like your feedback on it too. And this particular cruise, we did a survey with our guests that came with us on the Icon of the Seas. And we're going to do another video, probably one of our Wednesday live videos, and do a subscriber or group cruise participant edition of pros and cons. So we had them write down the things that they liked and didn't like about the ship as well.
And thank you so much to our group cruisers for participating in our survey. Thank you so much, and thank you for helping Mr. Traveler celebrate his 50th birthday.
Yes, yes. All right, so let's get into it. Let's start talking about the things that we really liked on board the ship. I'm going to start off right off the bat by saying the design, the decor of the ship outside and inside was amazing.
It was just like you were in a luxury ship. I'm telling you, from the ceilings to the floors, it was laid out. And I love interior decorating.
Our cabin had like a modern but homey kind of feel to the cabin. Just kind of like the design of the ship with that new hull design at the front of the ship, which is very different and unique for Royal Caribbean. They haven't had a ship designed like that before. Pearl, located in the lobby that spans 3 decks. The spaces, the relaxing spaces that you go to, places that you can just relax and kick back for a while. The restaurants, the little shop, everything was designed, in my opinion, to perfection.
The outside will get you ready to see the inside. If you see the outside, you pull up, you think you're looking at a spaceship on water, and it's just big old dome in the front of the ship forward, and then all of a sudden there is a sharp front of the ship, which was the hull Mr. Traveler was talking about. It gets you ready for the design that's inside the rooms that match the outside of the ship. To me, the inside matches the outside, and I love decor. I have to give it up for Royal Caribbean for coming hard with the decor. They did it this time.
They really did. Another thing that we really liked aboard the ship, I'm going to put a caveat to this as a little mini con, but the one thing that we really loved about the ship was the layout of the ship. It just flowed very nicely, and a lot of our guests that were with us said that as well too, that a lot of the areas that you go to on the ship just flowed very well. So we really appreciated that with the ship. The kind of downside to it, and a recommendation that we're going to make to you guys if you can, when we booked this ship, we were only able to get guaranteed cabins, so that means that Royal Caribbean selects a cabin for you. I think that most of our people that were with us got really great cabin selections, except for the 2 people that were hosting the group. It wasn't a bad. It wasn't a bad cabin. It was just literally all the way at the front of the ship. There was like maybe 6 or 7 cabins past us to go to the front of the ship.
Yeah.
So literally, almost everything that we wanted to do or had to do, like dinner and things like that, was at the back of the ship. So it was a long walk to go back and forth.
If you think about it, the ship is 1/4 of a mile. It was so long, but it, like Mr. Traveler said, it flowed very well. You didn't feel like you were on a ship with thousands of people because there was so much space. I really love the layout, but yes, we were forward, which means we had to walk aft every single day. So we got our steps in.
So if you can, I would suggest trying to get something midship, but you know and understand this with this particular ship. If you try to get something midship, you're probably going to pay a lot of money for it.
You're gonna have to pay for it like as if it was an upgrade, because
So
we were for it and we tried to get a deal on that, and we really did try to get a deal because the Icon can be very expensive.
all right, so the next thing that we liked, we
Hmm.
brought to you the video showing you the meals that we had on board the ship,
We did.
and we had to say the meals were really great on board the ship.
They were fantastic.
I don't think I had anything bad. I mean, there was a couple of dishes that were okay,
Mhm.
but for the most part, like I give it like an 8 out of 10 for the food. It was really great.
Me too. I agree. I give it an 8.5 out of a 10. I thought the food was really good. I didn't have not one bad meal, just like Mr. Travis said. There were some things that were just okay at the buffet for me, but dinner slayed every night. Like, it was so good. The
Yeah.
food was delicious, and our service was even better.
Well, that leads us right into the next one. The service, the attention to detail that we got on board the ship was so great, and I was so happy because we did the group cruise on board Carnival
Mhm.
for the Mediterranean, and I was so disappointed in the level of service we got when it
Mhm.
came to servicing our group, that Royal Caribbean just picked up the pieces and made up for
They made
it
up
big
for
time
it.
on this ship.
Yes, most people that went on our Mediterranean also went on the Icon. They raved about the service. I think Royal Caribbean stepped their game up.
Yeah, so everything was great enough from the guest service people.
Mhm.
I mean, any employee that was on that ship that we encountered was very pleasant,
They
very
were polite.
knowledgeable,
Mhm.
polite,
You
and it
walk
was
through the
great.
hallway, you get a good morning, you get a good evening. I love that. I love to feel like I'm at home for those 7 days.
Okay, so this next one, I was a little nervous from being on that seascape and having that terrible time with the elevators on the
Uh-oh.
seascape,
Here we go with the new set of elevators.
but the elevator system on board the ship worked flawlessly.
It was amazing. It was perfect. Every single cruise line should copy what the Icon is doing. They are ahead of the technology.
Yeah, and the ship was at 80% capacity. We were on there, which is still a lot of people.
Mhm.
They're going to start with 100% capacity very soon, if not already doing it. It was supposed to be in April when they're going 100% capacity, but even at 80% capacity, that's still a lot of people. When I tell you we got on board this ship like in the middle of the, we didn't get off, we didn't get on early. We got on kind of in the middle. I
Oh,
think we
one
got about
o'clock.
12:30, 1 o'clock. And you know how you usually have them first day blues where everybody's waiting for the elevator or they're hustling trying to get to the room. We walked right up to the elevator, went straight up. It was absolutely flawless, no
Every
problems.
single day, it was not one problem on the elevators, and I love that they had so many elevators. We didn't have to worry
Hmm.
about getting into a elbow war or playing football, getting on and getting off.
Yeah, it was, the elevator system works great.
It was awesome.
Bravo to Royal Caribbean for that
Bravo to
one.
Royal. I don't have a lot of cons. I'm telling you, I don't.
All right, next up on the block, with the one thing that we really love was the water slides, the water park on board the ship.
Normally I don't ride the water slides. I feel like I just want to lay out and chill and relax and be on a real vacation. But this time, since it was Mr. Traveler's birthday, I went all in. I got on every slide I could, and let me tell you, I did not regret it. I had so much fun. I think that was the tallest water slide that's out there on any cruise ship.
Yeah, it was a blast.
It was so much fun.
And I think everybody else in our group that was on the slides enjoyed themselves as well.
You forget that you're on the ship.
Yeah, it was really, really great. And great views from at the top of the slides, too. You
Yeah.
can really see pretty good from
Here
up
it
there.
is, right here. Here's our view.
Next up, for things that we love, getting on and getting off the ships at the ports
Whew.
was flawless.
It's right up there with Disney, That was the other one that was flawless. It was just amazing. Shout out to the crew on the Icon, because it's not easy, the hustle and bustle of directing all the people, but they engineered the people so well that it was just flawless. I agree
Yeah.
with Mr. Traveler.
The
I give him a 10.
the escalator coming off of the gangway area is a game changer.
Here it is, right here.
So when you come back on board the ship, you go through the security area, you head up on the escalator. You can stop on the first floor right there, which is where the casino is. You can get off there and go whatever direction you would like to go to. Or you can take the next set of escalators up, which takes you into the main lobby where the Pearl is located.
You have a choice.
So there's so many different directions and options that people can take to get back to their stateroom or go wherever they're going, that it just was no traffic at all.
No, it wasn't. You would not believe that you were on a ship that was so large with so many people. It did not feel like that. It felt like a midship.
All right, next up, the things that we loved on board the ship, the shows.
The shows was amazing.
Oh my God.
Gosh.
So Wizard of Oz.
Whew, that was a good show. It really was. It was high tech, as if you sitting at a Broadway show in New York somewhere.
I think the show on board the ship is almost as long as the movie.
It was long. Long as any Broadway show.
Yeah.
From beginning to end.
But I mean,
I wasn't bored though.
Cast members flying through the air.
I was not bored.
The singing, the acting, I mean, it was just on point. The theater is beautiful to accommodate it.
My favorite part was the witch. She played that role. She really was the witch, and she could sing too. I love the singing. I don't like a lot of singing in a show or a movie, but this one I was not disappointed.
The Aqua Show was great. Now, I will say this about the Aqua Show, as I know that it's a work in progress.
It is.
I think they're trying to develop the water show for the Icon. Mm-hmm. So when we went on there, it was a little discombobulated, and they tried off a new act while we were there on board the ship that we really enjoyed. I think we almost enjoyed the new act more than we did the regular show because it felt like a lot of the same from the Oasis class ships.
Yes.
But that being said, it was still a really great show. The people really go, crazy talented for the diving.
Could you imagine all the athletes that's diving, the professional divers? They have a big job, but I think the show could have had a little bit more bells and whistles to it.
So I think they're building that up. We saw them building some new props there that looks like they were going to be using those for the show coming up. So
they were practicing and we were looking.
The comedians on board, oh my God, they were hilarious.
And here he is. Shout out to Mr. Traveler.
Music with Mr. Traveler.
That's right.
Wow, yeah, all right. Well, how many people are with Mr. Traveler?
Yay!
They have shirts. Have you seen those families with shirts?
That's us.
They're up in the pool. They're all wearing the same shirt. We're on a cruise.
Yes, and just every venue we went to, we went to the jazz venue.
Yes.
A couple of nights we saw that, and of course the ice show. How can I forget that? That was truly amazing. Ice skating person, but I really enjoyed myself with the ice skating show. Just every show on board there was just phenomenal.
I enjoyed the shows. I think more than anything, besides the food, the shows were amazing, top notch. I agree with Mr. Traveler. I think the water show, Aqua Dome, they just need a little bit more bells and whistles in there. But when we peeked in and saw them practicing for the new shows, I would like to see the new shows. So we have to do the Icon again. I'll just quickly want to say one of the waitresses that was on board, she was so friendly. I was at the buffet. She came over and said hi to me. I think she noticed us from our platform, and she said, I've been on this cruise since it started, and I still haven't seen everything on the ship. That lets you know how big the ship is.
Yeah,
even the waitress hasn't experienced everything. So we're gonna have to go back. That's what we have to do.
All right.
We have to redo this one.
Any more pros for you?
No, that's it for me.
So let's talk about the couple of things where we think they could use some improvement at. First one, so the hand towel in the bathroom itself in your cabin where you dry your hands after washing your hands is directly over the toilet paper roll. So if you wash your hands and then you go back to dry your hands, you're going to drip water onto the toilet paper roll. Little things like that. But that's a simple engineering thing just to move the towel rack or move the toilet paper thing within the cabin. So one thing about this ship and the trip itself, they charge for a lot of little things.
I didn't like that. That was also a con for me. There's a lot of nickel and diming going on.
Those loungers and the day beds and things like that, which are, you can use them at will. And a lot of other ships they charge for on here.
The price that they're charging is a con for me. I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah, so there was a lot of nickel and dime stuff on there, but Not to say, listen, we didn't participate in most of that stuff, and we had a blast. So
We did.
if you don't want to spend the money, you don't have to
You don't
have a
have
great
to.
time aboard the ship.
You don't have to pay for the canopies and the day beds. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. But if you have a big group going on, you know, it's something big going on, anniversary, birthday, you just want to go all out, then it's there for you. But if you're just a regular cruiser and you just, you know, want to check out the ship, I would say no, don't even spend your money on it.
A couple of things. I think I don't know if the family area at the back of the ship was necessarily a success or not. And I say that because we went down there and the people that tend to use the family harbor area were very, very small children. The pool that's back there and the playscape area is nice, but the water is very shallow, and it's more designed for smaller kids.
It's for toddlers.
So I don't know if that whole big giant area, which used to be the boardwalk on the Oasis class ships, is a good use of space
For kids.
just for a few people.
When me and Mr. Traveler went there, it wasn't hardly any kids in there. So we went like 2 days in a row to see, but there wasn't a lot of kids in there at all, and they had a big giant space. I know that the parents want to just go ahead and let their hair down while the kids, you know, cruise, but to me the space was way too big for the little amount of kids that was in
Yeah,
there.
and like I said, it was mostly the very small children that were using it, which leads me to my second point, because the older kids, I don't know, 6 and up, weren't there in that harbor area. They were in all the other pools and jacuzzis around the ship.
Yes.
The adults only area on this ship is not big enough. So it's all the way at the back of the ship.
It's very small
Yeah, it's all
compared to the kids.
a pool per se. If I stand up into it, it didn't even come up to the, it's maybe 3 feet deep.
Right.
I could stand up in it and it's not even on my rear end. The water's only 3 feet deep, so
It's very shallow.
It's not really a pool. It's just a stand in the water space. More family friendly, and by like making a deeper pool, making a
adults.
bigger pool that the kids will have a good time in. Making the back of the ship the hideout, and making the deck 17 pool, making both of those areas adults only, which still leaves a lot of other area for the children, or turn Family Harbor into adults only. I don't know, and let everybody else have the rest of the ship. I don't know. It's just it was at 80% capacity too. It was still this issue going on. So I think they need to think about that going forward with the Star of the Seas.
Yes, comment below and let us know how you feel about the Icon. If you rode it, if you actually sailed her, can you comment below and let us know what your thoughts was? How do you feel about the adults sections versus the kids sections? Do you agree with us? Let us know in the comments below.
Absolutely. So anyway, guys, we hope that this helps you make a decision. If we can help you book that dream vacation on the Icon or any other ship or any other land places you want to go, make sure to give us a call, 877-697-4470.
Or we can be reached at www.mr-traveler.com. You'll get me, you get myself, you get Mr. Traveler. We'll be more than happy to put you right on the Icon of the Seas. I didn't have hardly any cons at all.
No.
Just like I would compare this one to Disney. It's right up there with Disney.
By the way, the Icon is my favorite ship now.
Okay.
Got to mention that.
It's working on being mine too. I'm trying to get back on a Norwegian. You guys know I love Norwegian, but I haven't been able to ride it lately because the prices is so much money. But comment below and let us know when your next cruise, have you sailed the Icon?
If you'd like to join us for any of the group cruises, we have Hawaii coming up next March, 2025. We have the Hawaii cruise. July 2025, we have the group cruise on the Mardi Gras. We're going to be one of the first ships going to the brand new Celebration Key from Carnival.
Yay!
And if you'd like to be on the inaugural for the Star, we have a few spaces for the inaugural August 31st next year.
And then somebody's having a birthday this week.
Birthday time.
Yes, we will be selling MSC. Make sure you stay tuned so you can find out which one is it.
All right, everybody, thank you for tuning in.
Life short.
Have fun.
See the world.
Bye, guys.
Bye.